got some roofing metal that came from the scrapyard, and I got my trailer out where I can have some good working space with the sides coming down. And what we're going to do is cut these to size and start covering the root cellar here. I've got the old forms down in there that were used to form up the concrete walls here of the root cellar. I'm short 2 walls in there. There's going to be another wall right here and another wall right here to basically have these 1 foot apart on center and give it much needed extra support, because we're pouring quite a thick slab, and that would be pretty disastrous if we were pouring our slab and the whole thing caved in. That would be a disaster. But we're not actually pouring the slab just yet. The reason I want to get the roofing metal on this and get it covered is because we're getting ready to pour the footer that runs right by the root cellar there. And I don't want any concrete to splash over the edge and get down in the bottom and stick to things and just make a big mess. So that's why we're jumping the gun on putting the roof on this to keep it clean. And I'll come back later to put those 2 walls in once we're actually ready to do the slab. So we're doing the footers and the slab separate. We're not doing a monolithic pour for certain reasons. Another thing we're going to do is, right after this roof is on, we're going to stub the electrical pipe through. We're going to run the electrical pipe for the lighting that's going to be in there, just to kind of get this out of the way. And on top of that, I'm going to run a bunch of electrical conduits around through the slab and over to the root cellar, because on the side of the root cellar above it is going to be our electrical panel. And so we're going to get that all prepped too. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're really close for inspection and then pouring these footers. So let's go ahead and cut these things down to size and get them put on. That should be the hardest piece.
And it's done.
Yes, ma'am. Look at it. It lines up good.
Yeah, it looks great.
Well, it probably looks terrible on camera. Guys, I've been holding back some information about our camera. we're getting a new one, but we've been having issues with getting a new one. We're gonna have a new one soon that shoots better in low light situations like this. It's evening right now, the sun's down, and for you guys it probably looks grainy. So we try to avoid recording in the evenings, but we have some new equipment coming, so stick around. Hopefully, maybe you'll see a difference. You probably won't see a difference between the shots that are shot during the day, but we're trying to up our game here. So, okay, I'm good. I'll see you guys in the morning. I only need one more panel to go down right there. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and fasten all these other panels down. We're going to fasten them down with what I call bulldogs, but there's the actual name of the product. They look like these little deals here. You drill a hole with the hammer drill and it goes in up to this mushroom right here. And then you beat that nail in with the hammer. From my experience using these, they are pretty good. So we're gonna fasten them down with those, and we're also going to use some adhesive to glue down all the edges. And what that'll do is, well, for one, it will hold it down really well when the concrete's getting poured. And some of these sheets are not perfectly flat. They're kind of bowed in some spots. This is used material. So that's the other reasoning for fastening this down before I put that last sheet on. So it'll help push them down so I can have exact measurements for that last sheet there. And Logan's gonna help me. Actually, he might just be the camera guy. Camera guy? Woo. He's so thrilled. Actually, for those of you who don't know, actually nobody knows that Logan here did the editing for our last short that we did. We only have 2 shorts on our entire channel, but he did the last one all on his own. And it was pretty good. I thought it was. You think it was pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Check it out.
I know, it looks awesome, huh?
Oh man. That's
We've got a root cellar.
just about.
Like, it makes it, like, feel more official now that it's got
Right.
a roof, you know? Like,
That is cool. It's more echoey too.
yeah, definitely.
Echo!
Let's start putting up my shelves. In between all these 2x4s.
Well, what you do is as you're taking these down, you reuse them to build your shelves.
Probably should.
Maybe. They're a little on the beefy side.
They are. But we've used them for so many things. On this root cellar, it would be cool to be like these shelves built this root cellar.
That's a great idea.
I know, we got to think about this for a minute. Because these were the concrete forms, and now they're holding up the roof.
Yeah.
And then they could become the shelves.
And we didn't even buy them. We saw them.
Yep.
That is cool.
It is
This
cool.
opening looks pretty awesome.
I know, right? It's too bright for the camera. And that's where the elevator goes up.
It's another day here on the homestead, and we're gonna get going on running the electrical. We got a bunch of electrical pipes we want to run through the house pad that are just gonna be spares for the most part. We're gonna also bring up our main electrical pipe. All that stuff's gonna happen over here. For starters, we're starting on this. This is the box that's gonna be for the lighting in the root cellar down there. So I started off just drilling out an 1.25 inch hole. And I'm drilling out where these two mounting screws are. So you can see I already drilled one hole. And what my thought process is there is I'll take these two screws out, go down there and screw them back in to hold this in place so that it doesn't move. And this hole, it's obviously not big enough it's not the same size as the box. My thought behind that is I'll come back later when we're actually working on the electrical down there and turning things on. I'll cut out the rest of the metal to the size of the box. I want to leave that metal there for now so that this can have something to mount to. One thing you don't want to forget when you're encasing an electrical box in concrete is don't forget the ground screw. That's that green screw right there. So later on, we'll come back to pull that screw out, put our ground wire on it, and have the metal grounded. And of course, the final thing will be to duct tape it all up so nothing leaks through the holes. So that's the first task of today. Get that done and run all these electrical pipes.
That's it. It's perfect.
I hope so. See if that lines up.
So too.
Wait, it's in? Yeah, it's in. Oh. All right, we got it on the first try. Go, buddy.
What?
That is good.
Looks good.
We bended it so much, and now we have to cut it.
Can you explain to me what we're doing here?
So what we're doing is we're trying to get all these pipes, like about that much under this, and then we move on to the last one, which we haven't got anything done on it, but we have got it up.
You're talking about this pipe?
No, that pipe.
Well, I mean this pipe's going here.
Yeah.
Well, what's it for?
Electrical, I think.
Oh, okay. I think you're right, because it's gray. So electrical, right?
Yeah, probably.
Man, you know what's crazy is like what's been going through my head is there's so much work that goes into this
Prepping this.
slab for footers, right?
Right.
But once the footers are done, there's not that much more that needs to be done in order for the slab to be poured.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's gonna go, at least that's my feeling anyway. That's gonna go so much faster.
I know there is a lot of like prep.
Oh man,
You know,
yeah.
you think, oh, you just dig footers and then you fill them.
Well,
with
it's what's
concrete,
crazy
but-
is like you go online to watch other people do it, and there's hardly anything in their slab, and it just blows my mind that you know they got like 2 or 3 plumbing pipes sticking out, and that's it.
Right.
Is that the direction I want? I want to go the other. Anyway, I like the way we're doing it. All the pipes are in. There are pipes everywhere. Electrical, plumbing, all over the place. And it's high time I explain myself of what's going on here. So you already know the plumbing. Let's go over all this electrical pipe that we have everywhere. First one is this pipe right here. It's going to stub up into our exterior wall, and it's going out to the columns or pillars that will run along the porch. It will daisy chain from one to the other for lighting. So that's that one. Over here we've got another 2-inch conduit. It's just a sleeve for more PEX, for future water hydrants that could be out who knows where out that way. If we ever do decide to run them, we could easily tap into this one right here that will actually be feeding a water spigot that's going to be on the exterior wall, and it's going to be frost free. Pretty cool. Next, we've got pipes coming out of every single side of the house, and they are all for future use, such as, I don't know, maybe one day I want a koi pond and I need power for a water pump. Maybe I want to have a light pole out by the road, or maybe we need a car charger, things like that. So that's all that they're there for, and that makes life so much easier in the future when you're adding stuff. I mean, it sure beats tearing up a finished wall to get power through. And here's where all the spares meet up. They're going to come up into our electrical panel right here. That'll be in the laundry room. This is the laundry room. It kind of hangs over the root cellar a little bit. Got our 2-inch conduit that goes down in there, and it will tie into the pipe that is already stubbed out underground, and that's going to make its way to the powerhouse, the shed. So that's the feed for the house. Now, lastly, is my favorite thing. We've got here 2 1-inch conduits stubbed out, headed towards the solar array. And this is going to be kind of an experiment. This is going to be what heats our water for our radiant floor heating. But also it's going to heat the water for our regular domestic hot water. I've only seen people do little tiny experiments with DC water heating elements. We're going to try that out, and I'm excited. I hope it works. I think it will work. It's going to be fun.
Now that we have all of our pipes in, we are ready to finish our footers. When we originally dug them, we left this last little corner undug for the purpose of being able to drive the backhoe up here or any other equipment we needed to get to this inside stuff. So now that we're done here, once we've got that last little bit dug, we can put in our rebar, we can put in our foam insulation, and then we will be ready for inspection.